Do you want to know how to alleviate gender dysphoria? Stay tuned and I'll give you some advice that I've learned throughout the years. So my first advice is to change your clothes. So if you're wearing more feminine type clothes, you can change to a more masculine type clothes. I would recommend a boxy fit that will give you a more straight down and not accentuate like your hips or your waist. And then I would also recommend straight leg jeans or pants instead of the skinny legs, because the skinny legs can again accentuate your hips and your waist. The next thing that you can do is you can cut your hair. So you can cut your hair to a more masculine style, and there's tons of styles to experiment with, and you'll kind of find what works for you and what makes you feel good. Next is I would recommend incorporating some exercise if you're not doing that already, because that will help develop a masculine body as well, both pre-T and if you're on T. It will definitely help you gain muscle and just overall change the shape of your body. Also, exercise will help with your mental health as well. I have found that early in my transition, if I went to the gym, I would feel a lot better mentally. So I would definitely suggest using the gym. Definitely don't use it as a substitute for therapy, but it definitely is a good add-on. Next, I would recommend looking at your diet. So if you want to build a more masculine body, you want to eat higher protein. And this will help your body build muscle, and it will also help your body recomp. So what that means, especially if you're a beginner, is you'll be able to lose fat and gain muscle at the same time. And also, a healthy diet will just make you feel better in general. So next is your voice. So if you're pre-T, there is ways that you can lower your voice. There's definitely tons of YouTube videos on voice training. And then once you start a T, some good advice is instead of talking through your throat, you want to talk with your chest. And I find that my voice kind of fluctuates during the day. It actually changes depending on who I'm talking to as well. And just if you can try to just get kind of like the same tone. And also, a lot of the times, a male voice is a very monotone. There's not a lot of highs and lows. So next is facial hair. First is the beard growth oil. So that's what I use currently. And then also derma rolling, that will stimulate the follicles. And then you can also use minoxidil. I would be careful with that though, especially if you have animals, and it definitely has some very risky side effects. And then also you can use hair dye too as well. And then I also know people who have used like the eyebrow pencil to kind of fill in the patchy areas. But to be honest, a lot of it is genetics. So another area that can cause dysphoria is your chest. So I would recommend safe binding. So that is a binder or like trans tape or KT tape. I do have YouTube videos about all those things as well, so you can kind of check those out. And you can also wear oversized clothes that will help hide your chest. You can also use diet and exercise to sculpt your chest. Now, while it won't decrease the breast tissue, it will decrease the actual fat in your chest, especially if you're on testosterone. Testosterone will change your fat from a feminine shape to a masculine shape, which one of the areas it will take from is your chest. If you're experiencing bottom dysphoria, a couple things that you can do is, one, you can pack. There's so many different packers and ways to pack. Again, I have tons of videos on my channel if you want to learn about that. And then you can also use an STP, so that's a stand to pee device. So that will allow you to stand up to pee. And there's tons of those, and I have a bunch of reviews on my channel for those. And the other thing that you can do is spend money on an actual prosthetic. So these are very expensive, but these will mimic the real thing, and they usually adhere to your body, and they are the closest thing that you can get to bottom surgery. And lastly, if you're struggling with gender dysphoria, I would recommend talking to somebody, preferably a therapist or a trusted friend or a trusted family member. Make sure that you reach out to somebody if you're struggling. If this video was helpful for you, please subscribe down below, as it greatly helps my channel.